Right, we're off again. On a trip around the UK and Ireland in the search for birds to paint.
Yeah, over there! So we're going to Derbyshire to see the dipper.
London to see peregrine falcons. Wales to see black grouse.
Northern Ireland to see the puffin.
Ireland to see little terns.
Oh, cute!
And this time we're off to Scotland in search of the crested tit. Oh, sorry, there.
Oh, what is it?
The punk rocker of the bird world. And I'm going to be painting the crested tit in watercolours and black ink. I want that beak to look steely and hard.
In fact, Jim, there's a lot of ink in this, isn't there?
It is. Because I'm going to be finding out about Chinese ink with a local artist.
In Chinese landscape paintings, literally translate as mountain and water.
And we both use Japanese ink with our friend and actress, Ronnie Ancona, who used to be an artist.
She did?
Oh my word!
Is this pre-watershed, this show?
And we do have a laugh, don't we?
Oh, we have a right laugh.
You don't need binoculars, Jim. They're there.
But I need binoculars for everything. So that is me, Jim.
Look at that. And that's me, Nancy.
And a fine selection of feathered and not so feathery friends.
I am so excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm excited about going to Scotland to see a tiny little elusive tit with you.
Hope we see one.
Me too. Tit in Old English means something that's small, and they are small birds. About that size. They're cheeky, twitchy characters who, you know, they're here and there and everywhere. I think it's probably my favourite tit, as in prettiness. People say it's a punk rocker, but this one's got a great design about it. For the crested tit, I want to do it in a kind of illustrative manner. It's really black and white, so I'm going to try and do... I haven't done for quite a long time, and I really like doing it, which is just a simple pen drawing. I'm going to do this with this ink, and then I'll put a bit of colour on afterwards. I don't often work like this. Well, the features I want to pick out are, quite naturally, the crest, which is a fantastic thing. It goes up in a pyramid. It's like a proper point, and it kind of looks really Art Deco to me. It looks like the Chrysler Building in New York. It's already got that kind of Art Deco vibe. I don't suppose the bird knows anything about being Art Deco. Just thinks I've got a really nice crest. This is the cairngorms. And they were formed 40 million years ago.
What, like you?
Yeah, I was actually. Don't laugh. Anyway, we're on the hunt for crested tits, which we will find in some forestry like this, but first of all, we're going to go up
Wow,
and have a glance over the territory. So this is it. We're on a funicular.
Funicular.
I exactly know what it is. It's just a
Yes,
a steep railway.
Yeah.
We're going up 3,500 feet, the highest place
Whoa, that is
that you
high.
can go on a train.
Are you going to be all right because you're scared of heights?
But look at that for a view.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And when we get to the top, I can almost guarantee that we're going to see ptarmigan,
Yeah.
dotterel, ring ouzels, snow bunting.
Can you promise this? Is
Yes.
this a promise?
It's going to be a smorgasbord
of birds.
Of British birds.
Woo!
Well, this is it. This is the view.
Oh,
There is a view out there. You just can't see it right now.
no. Oh, look, golden eagle. No.
No. Well, we are at the highest cafe in the UK, so should we go and get some high tea?
Yes, let's do it.
Doing these little lines here that are representing feathers. When you're doing work like this, you have to be a very patient person. And I am not that patient. But it's worth it if you can stick with it. But don't hurry it, because you'll mess it up. I'm gonna go back to me extra fine acrylic pen and just do some fairly scruffy marks. This is a proper illustration. You could get this on the cover of Crested Tit Weekly, if there was such a publication. You never know, there might be. Well, we didn't see much on the Misty Mountain top.
No, that's a shame, but I liked it, though. It was a good foggy element.
Well, we're still on the search for the Crested Tit. Someone who may have a clue as to where we might find them is the local wildlife legend, Alan Banting.
Ooh.
So I thought we'd go and see him. He's a bit unwell at the moment, but he could point us in the right direction.
Oh, so we might see some.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. With the Crested Tit, they're really titchy.
They're tiny!
And there's not that many of them around, and they're only at specific places, so you really need to have an expert who's going to tell you exactly where they are, and they might not be able to find them, so there's a lot of luck.
Hello.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, hello.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, Nancy.
Nice to
I'm
meet
Jim.
you.
How are
Hello,
you?
Jim. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Bowden Garden.
Thank
What
you.
a beautiful. We're on that search for Crested Tits.
Oh,
and
yes.
you are the person we need to speak to.
You're the legend.
It's a lie. I tell you, I'm not old enough to be a legend. Cresties are very special to this area, and it's a bit hard to explain why that would be.
Yeah.
They're found in these forests here on the north side of the Cairngorms, and they're also found in the forest along the Moray coast. Now, they're quite common on mainland Europe, but here in the UK, it's just these particular areas. Nobody's really sure why.
So you've put some nest boxes up.
In this wood, we've got 3 lots of feeders, and they're there because we believe that wildlife and people can work together, mutual benefit and so on.
Yeah.
So with these feeders in place, people can come here and see crested tits, and they can see red squirrels, another big one on the hit list.
Yeah.
And that's good for the tourists,
Yes.
and it's good that we're providing food for these birds as well, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard you've been doing a bit of artwork.
Well, since becoming ill like this, I've got this sort of permanent disability now. It gives me more time.
Yeah.
So I picked it up, and I've done.
Let's have a
I'll
look
just
then.
show you a couple of little bits.
Please.
This, for example, is the new
that's
hazel
really
tree
good.
outside the house.
That's beautiful.
I mean, you should have been doing this all your life. And now you can...
You could do a Cresty.
Cresties, yeah.
You could
All
go
right.
for it.
Okay.
So if we're going here in the forest, we'll see the Cresties.
Well, we'll see. What you do is you go in there, follow the main track, and you just never know, you might come across a crestie.
Brilliant. Thanks
Thanks very much, Alan.
Lovely to meet you.
All the best.
And carry on sketching. This is nice, isn't it?
Oh, Jim.
Would you say it's sublime?
I like that word, sublime.
It is. Look, there they are.
Yeah, there they are.
Alan's feeders.
Ooh, let's have a look.
Binoculars out.
Yeah.
Anything on there?
No, nothing.
Well, you keep your eye on that.
What, you can do some painting?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is paint what we should have seen up the mountain. We could have seen ptarmigan,
Yeah.
snow buntings. I'll do snow bunting, but you have to keep your eye on that.
I will.
If you do see anything, shout Cresty, but quietly.
Right, Cresty.
Yeah. First, got a kind of yellow ochre. Now, I'm going for burnt umber. We've got these bright yellow beaks with a bit of black just on the edge. Birds that eat insects have got long, thin beaks, and buntings have thick beaks for crunching on seeds.
That's really cool.
It is cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's even more cool if you're a bunting.
It's quite a round bird. His tummy.
Well, it's full of feathers, isn't it? Because it lives in the cold, so it's puffed up.
Aww.
Looks a little bit like a partridge.
What are you doing now?
Feet. They've got quite wide feet for standing on snow.
I'm not seeing any cresties though.
That is the snow bunting, and that is the funicular.
Yay!
And that's where we were stood on the balcony, looking at and not seeing the snow bunting. And neither have we seen a crested tit, so maybe we should move on and maybe look somewhere else.
Yeah.
This painting is quite top-heavy. The bird's at the top end of the picture. So I want to do a branch which will zigzag maybe down there a bit, leading the eye up the branch to the bird. This sounds strange, but I've always been a big fan of branches. When I was a little kid, I was always climbing up trees, getting bits of dust in the eyes, or bits of moss. Spent a lot of time looking at branches, and I really like lichen. The thing about branches is they're really random. Just go with it, go free and see where the pen or the pencil goes. And I think that's ready now to put some paint on it. Beautiful, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Loch Malachy. Do you know how many lochs there are in Scotland? Have a guess.
Oh, I don't know. 10?
That's what I would have said. 30,000. A little bit out, eh?
Oh, my God.
That's including the little ones as well.
Are you joking?
Yeah, no, it's amazing, isn't it? Anyway, you know I like using Chinese brushes
Yeah.
and Chinese ink and Japanese ink. Well, we're going to meet someone now who's got a huge collection of Chinese brushes. It's good to meet local artists because they've got a new perspective on things. You get a good feeling about watching an artisan at work.
I'm looking forward to that too, because, you know, I'm learning all the time. they're teaching me something new, something I've not done before. And also I find that that's the same with you, because some things you haven't done.
Well, I say you can never know enough about art or birds.
That's true.
And here he is now. It's Chi.
Oh, fantastic. Hi, Chi. Hello.
Hello, Jeep and
Hello,
Nancy.
Chi.
How are
Hi,
you
nice
today?
to meet you.
Hello. Now, what are you doing
Yeah,
here?
what are you doing?
You can see I'm using a traditional Chinese brush, try to capture some wild bird here.
I use a lot of Chinese brushes myself, but these look a lot higher quality than what I've got.
They're made of a variety of animal hairs.
Yeah.
Also, all different animals.
All different
too.
animal hairs. For this grey brush, it's made of goat hair.
Goat.
And for this dark brown brush, it's made of weasel hair.
Weasel.
Can I just say this caught my eye?
That's horse hair.
Yeah, it just feels so nice. What are you going to be doing?
So for today, I'm going to paint a osprey using traditional Chinese brush and ink.
Do you love the osprey? Was that one of your favourites?
Yes, it's quite common in China.
Well, you carry on. I'm going to watch your technique and then I'll have a
Yes.
go in a bit. So, what are you doing now? You're just trying out the ink
You can
before...
see I'm doing some testing on the paper because Chinese ink are permanent ink. You can't make any changes.
What's different about Chinese paper?
The Chinese paper is very thin and delicate. It has stopped the special bleeding effects.
There's quite a tradition, isn't there, in Chinese painting of painting birds?
Yes, but it's not always painting follow the likeness of the water birds look like. It's more like their personal interpretation, painting something in the artist's own heart.
You've got quite a flourish going on.
The hand.
Yeah.
Well, your
of-
hands are going...
Yes, when we're doing the fine details like the beak and eyes, have to be subtle movement. Usually it's
Yeah.
done by fingers,
Yeah.
like this, like how you're using chopstick, like this.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Moving the fingers. So usually before the starting to paint, you need to warm up your wrist and finger
Yeah.
and hand, like this, doing things.
Right, I'm ready to have a go. I like, in Chinese, islands like we've got out there. I'm going to have a go at that island.
Yes, what a beautiful landscape.
Right, well, I'm going to start using a light wash for the mountains.
In Chinese landscape paintings, literally translate as mountain and water. In Mandarin, we call it shan shui. That means landscape.
Shan shui.
Shan shui.
Shantry.
But in Chinese painting, it's very rare we painting the water itself.
Ah.
We used to leave the water as the same color of the paper or the
Yeah.
canvas.
But you do reflection.
Yes, that's right. How do you feel about this paper?
It's nice.
It's nice
Yeah.
bleeding effect.
I
Look,
think I'm
there's a
finished.
reflection. You've done that lovely reflection in there.
Yeah.
Jim didn't paint any details of the water, but added the reflection, subtly changing the empty space into water,
Absolutely.
which is fabulous.
Yeah, nice one,
There
Jim.
we are then. That's my first Chinese painting.
Good work.
Thanks, Chi.
That was excellent.
It's a real pleasure to meet you today.
That was really fun. I loved that.
So when we meet up with our friends, are we going to be doing landscapes?
Well, that's what I thought. When you're out with your friends painting, you're kind of sharing that experience of looking at the countryside. And actually, everywhere is a landscape. You can't escape it. When I do birds, I do them against white, so you focus on the bird. But what's happening where the white is, it's the landscape. It's everywhere. The place we're going to see the crested tit, quite near there, my relatives, long back in time, lived there. The Moirs were a part of the Gordon clan.
Does this mean you're going to get your kilt out again?
Yes. You know, the mallard is a much maligned and overlooked duck.
You don't need binoculars, Jim. They're there.
I need binoculars for everything. Do you want to look? See the colours?
OK. Oh, yes, actually, that is really good.
Turquoise.
Yes, brown.
Emerald. They're a great duck, aren't they? Anyway, we're not here to talk about mallards. We're going to do some landscape painting, and we're going to do it with our good old friend, Ronnie Ancona. There she is, look, yonder.
Hi.
Hello, Ronnie.
Hi.
Hug it out.
Hello, darling.
Hello. Mwah.
Hello.
Oh,
I
my
know.
word!
Oh, is this pre-watershed, this show? I knew that you had Scottish credentials.
Yes, I have.
But the rumours are true.
This is our tartan, the Moir tartan, and we came from this land.
I'm feeling increasingly inadequate.
But this is where you're from as well.
Well, I did spend formative years in this area.
It's very beautiful. How lucky.
It's very,
are
very
you?
beautiful, isn't it?
Anyway, we're going to do some artwork. You were an art teacher.
I was an art teacher, genuinely. I did train in the costume and set design
Yeah.
at Central St Martin's and then became a scenic artist. I have bought some examples.
Oh, it's beautiful.
These are very, very
Wow.
old.
They are gorgeous.
There's some set and costume designs.
You did all these. These are great. These look like they were painted in the 19th century. But do you do landscapes?
I'm dreadful at landscapes. And this is the trouble, because I used to be an art teacher. People always assume if you do art that then you're right across the board. Oh, no. And I'm a bit embarrassed, actually, because my mother was quite a renowned Scottish watercolour artist.
Really?
And she was brilliant at landscapes, and this would have been heaven for her. I've got some of hers.
Oh, wow. They're amazing.
Whoa,
They're gorgeous.
You see, I'm very embarrassed. Never
You've got a lot
spent
to live up to.
Yeah.
Well, you did set design. You painted scenery in TV and film. Just imagine that you're looking at Take the High Road. We all know you for your impressions.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm going to be Bill Patterson and say, why don't we go over there and do a little bit of landscape
Let's
painting?
do it.
That's spookily and slightly offensively good.
Come on, Ronnie.
I
Let's
think
go.
I'm going to be Kirsty Young then.
That's going to be a kind of loose wash. Okay, that eye is quite brown. You've got to get that glossy sheen on the eye. Just leave an area of white for where the sun is shining onto the eye and shines back. Now that the bird is looking at me, I can see that there is a little hint of brown. Umber, just in the front there. And then that carries on sort of around here. There's also just a little bit of brown coming down there, and I would say maybe some blue. I want that beak to look steely and hard. Powerful beak for crushing pine cone seeds. Taking a bit of the reflection off with blue. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Here's our stations.
Ooh.
Do you know what you're going to do?
I'm thinking, because there's so much fantastic stuff going on, I might do a little bit of a artistic license.
What,
I might do a bit of
everything?
condensing.
And Jim, what are we doing?
I'm going to give you a lesson. You're painting out that way, right?
Yes.
We're going to paint that way. That woodland there.
Okay.
Now, when you look at a forest like that, what do you see?
A lot of trees.
Exactly. I'm going to show you how to paint that in a kind of unusual way. We're going to be using these brushes and this Japanese ink
Okay.
and some water. And there's a lot of water in there. So why don't you go and get some, please?
I'm glad you said please.
She looks good. Why don't you paint her doing that, scooping water?
Nancy, can you just stay in that pose for 4 hours? No, seriously, come on.
There's some sand in this.
That looks good, though. I like the colour. First of all, with the water you got from the lock, we want to wet down these 4 pieces of paper. We're going to end up with 4 of them. Then it's going to be called a polyptych.
A polyptych?
You've heard of a triptych?
Yeah.
Well, that's 3 paintings together. This is 4. Plenty of water, and it's quite a hot day, so we're going to have to go quick. And I'm going to water down some Japanese ink. We do a really weak solution of Japanese ink. And then what I want you to do is just hold that up. Just let it drip down. And I'm going to do the same.
Oh, look, I can see
on
that
these ones.
forming already.
Ronnie, how are you doing?
I'm just doing a very brief little sketch with a horizon line and a bit of a vanishing point. I'm doing it with a watercolour pencil first, actually, which should bleed out when I start painting.
Jim.
Right. So now we're going to start putting trees on.
Oh.
And the trees at the back
Yeah.
are not as dark as the ones right at the front. So we're going to do trees in 3 layers. This is the back layer. Now we're going to get a little bit heavier. What we need to do is put some dots in.
Oh, can I do some?
Don't do it it's uniform, because trees grow in all manner of places.
I'll do that.
Let's give it more dots.
Just go for it, okay?
Yeah, go for it. Don't be shy. And then we want them to drip down. We can give it a bit of a hand with some water.
That's brilliant.
And because they're wet, they're going to kind of
Do
create...
their own thing.
Yeah, and they're making their own leaves.
That was such a cool effect.
I'm getting very jealous of your cool effects. I've been hoisted by my own petard, Nancy. How glib I was back in those days, 10 minutes ago, when I said I was going to sort of incorporate everything into, because it was all so glorious. And now, suffice to say, you're much ahead of me.
Well, get on with it then. Now we're going for the mid-range trees. So we want a thicker solution. I'm putting quite a bit of ink in there. But do you know what I'm going to do as well? What do you call that?
The scrubber brush.
The scrubber brush that we've used in our house. So what we're going to do now is use it to make...
Like branches?
Yeah. See that?
Oh, yes.
You're getting the forest starting to appear.
I want to walk in this forest.
We're going to spray this, and what we're going to use is titanium white. We're going to get mist involved. We're making these a bit more distant.
Let's have a spray of one. Good.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Are you happy
what you
with
want.
it so far?
Yeah, I'm always happy, but I'm even more happy when I'm painting with you.
Oh, Ronnie, do you hear
And
that?
Ronnie, and Ronnie.
I know.
Ronnie, sorry, we're not leaving you out here. Ronnie, how's it going?
I'm going to slip into abstract pretty soon, actually.
Nice.
This is the only way, I think, to go.
Right, now we're ready for the final moments. What we're going to do now is the trees that are right in the foreground.
Yeah.
We're going to go almost pure Japanese ink now, because the ones at the front are darker and nearer.
Wow, that's bold.
That is about as bold as you're going to get. That's quite nice. You see that effect there where it's not caught the paper? And there you've got the forest. Well, let's go and see what Ronnie's up to.
Ronnie, how's it going?
I've still got so much to do.
It looks so good.
That looks brilliant. I really like that little boathouse because I really like the shadows you've got going on.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I quite like my mountains, actually.
I think that's great.
But it's been joyous, and I've loved
We've
every
had the
minute
best
of it.
day again.
I mean, amazing.
This is a made-up branch that's come out of my vivid branch-like imagination. So, let's start off with a bit of green. This is another occasion where you have to work pretty quick and haphazardly. Just gonna stick a bit of green on and watch it drift around. And this is an ideal place to stick salt. It's going to soak up those bits of paint and give it a really kind of woody feel. If you look at a branch close up, you'll see there are lots more little colours and things, you know, like lichen. And they come in a multitude of colours. So I'm going for reds. And it's looking like it's doing some good stuff with the salt. It's moving around it. That's a nice little addition, I think, that. Lochgarten. Right. That's a great scene out there, but I'm more interested in the water. When people look at scenes like this, you don't really think about all the amount of colours that are on the water. What I love about it is this peaty orange leading into the lighter blue. It's kind of like a cocktail. A tequila sunrise in the water. Here I can see a darker blue coming round further. And a yellow. Well, that's the watercolour done, but I'm not that happy with it. So what I'm going to do is experiment and try put it under the water here. Actually into the water. Look, it's coming back to me. There we are. That looks good. That's a painting by the lock, and me. And over there is where the crested tits like to hang out, in those trees. Listen, I can hear great tits. I can hear blue tits. But I can't hear any crested tits. But we're going to meet Gareth now, who's hopefully going to show us where they might be.
Brilliant.
And there he is.
Hello, welcome to Lochgarten.
What a lovely place.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Better on a sunny day, but...
The sun is going to come out because I've got my shorts on.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
feel
hope
it.
so, yeah, for sure. And hopefully the crested tits with them, yeah. But for now, I've got something different to show you. We have our osprey nest up behind the centre.
Yeah?
Ooh.
So they've been here for over 50 years now. So if you'd like to come and see them in the
Wow,
centre,
let's have a look.
Oh, yes,
We'll
please.
have a
Thank
look.
you. Wow. This is an amazing setup you have.
we've got 2 cameras on the nest. And if you want to have a wee look, the nest is just right out in front.
Really?
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see her on the nest.
Hey.
So that's our female. She's currently incubating 3 eggs,
Yeah.
and they incubate for about 5 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
We're in that period now of expecting an egg to hatch any day.
Any second.
So it's a really exciting time for us, and hopefully we'll get all 3 eggs hatching. And there's a few, I think, birds you want to see out in the forest as well today.
Yeah.
Namely the crested tit,
Ooh,
Yes, please.
or cresties as we like to call them here.
Yeah.
There's a fair few good spots down near Loch Malachy that I'm going to hopefully take you to see them today.
So is this prime crested tit territory?
We're in that now for sure, yes. Yeah.
What?
Just so many T's then.
Prime crested tit territory.
Prime
Yes,
crested
this is
tit
it.
territory.
Yeah.
Around us right now, we've got a lot of deadwood, and where crested tits like to nest is in our standing deadwood. So it's a really unique habitat, this. Everything we see around us are the Scots pines. There's a few birches on top of that, but all together it makes the Caledonian pine forest.
I love it. I really like, and it's almost primordial.
Yeah.
The Caledonian pine forest has been here for probably about 8,000 years.
Is it?
But unfortunately, we're now looking at about 1% left.
I love all this lichen.
It's really, actually, a really crucial thing to have in a forest like this, especially for crested tits, because they basically feed on all the insects that live within our lichens. So you can just look all around us right now. They're absolutely poaching with them is a nice Scottish word.
What is it?
Poaching.
Poaching.
Yes,
Poaching.
yeah. It means heaving.
Look, look.
Yes.
Siskin.
Oh, I see
Brilliant.
it.
That's the first time I've ever seen one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so this is one of the best places to see them. They're kind of pine forest specialists, so they feed on the seeds that come from our cones.
Siskin.
Woohoo! Get in.
Hopefully that won't be the only one we see today.
Do you get a lot here then? So they're quite common
There
here.
are quite a few, yeah.
That was the first one I've ever seen, but now it's going to be like, oh, there's another Siskin.
It always
get
happens
bored.
that way, yeah.
So do you think we're going to see a cresty?
I think if we keep our eyes open for a wee bit, the dead wood just around us should be good. There's a couple of wee cavities in them. So if we look 2 meters up,
Yeah.
that's where they tend to nest.
I can see a cavity there. Got to listen out for them, haven't you?
I can hear one.
Yeah, I know
Where?
what you mean.
Where is it? What direction is it?
Just listening to the sounds is amazing, isn't it? They're like...
Those are the best impersonations of
Did you
crested
like
tits
that?
I've heard. Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I always think it sounds like, you've changed.
Yeah. Oh, there's... I just saw... What's that up there? On that branch up there.
Oh, I can hear one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wait, up there.
You're joking. Where?
You see this dead tree just in front of us?
Yeah.
And then on the left-hand side,
I don't think it's a cresty.
I think it's a chaffinch. There was a brief moment of excitement.
Yeah. Now it's gone.
that's it.
What?
It's the call that's come from up there, up there.
Where is it?
Up there in the branch.
Can't see it.
It's up the top.
What,
that
this
high
tree
pitch,
here?
that too high pitch. You hear that?
Yeah. There.
What?
Yeah, you see it?
Where?
Straight up there.
It's over there, it's over there. Up,
I see it.
up over.
Them.
They're so quick, up and down the tree. Look, there's one fat went down there.
Yep.
The sun's come out and they've come out to play.
Yay!
Brilliant.
That's it. We did it.
We did it, guys.
Yeah, brilliant.
Brilliant. Gareth, brilliant. Thank
That's
you.
brilliant.
I'm so glad they came out for you.
Do a little touch up there, like that. And that's it. Their crested tit. It's actually worked better than I'd hoped. I've got the eye drawing up the pyramid to the crest. It's looking at me, saying, what on earth do you think I look like? Or actually, it'll be going, what do you think I look like? It's got a bit of that dynamic, illustrative line work that you get in a comic. I'm really happy with that lichen on the branch. It's a kind of stylised branch, but the whole thing's stylised and I'm really happy with it. Well, that's it. And these parts of Scotland are the only places you're ever going to see a crested tit.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long time before we see one again.
Hang on, Jim. Look, over there. There's one.
Oh, there it is, there, look.
It's beautiful.
Cresty.
And it's bigger than I thought.
A little bit bigger than the ones
Yeah.
we've seen. Right, well, off to the hairdressers for a cresty.
Yes. One cresty, please.
One cresty coming up.
Hey.